Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. Give this video a like and comment, and also, if y'all dislike this video, just dislike it because that tells me to be putting better content out for you guys. And you know, I have no problem about it. I might be a little bit salty at first, but you know, your girl ain't got no problem with it. If you guys hear music in the background, that is because my neighbors are having a party. Once again, they have parties every weekend. But anyways, today the story time is going to be about the first time I've ever walked in to jail when I was in juvenile. I was about 13 years old and I had caught my first case. So when I had went to jail, the night before I had went into the police department because something had happened in my community and somebody called the police on me, so I had went to the police department and my dad had to pick me up from there. So when my dad was supposed to pick me up, they basically told him that they wanted to send me to like a little group home for the night, and in the morning they'll make my dad sign paperwork because I guess the police officer who was assisting us told my dad that he was getting off his shift and he didn't have time for us for all the paperwork. So my dad agreed to it, and my dad was like, all right, well, we will meet in the morning, like around 9 o'clock. So it was me and my brother. Me and my brother ended up going to the group home, and my dad ended up going home. And when we were in the group home, it was like a nice house. It was in like the Hayward Hills, and Hayward is in California, by the way. It was in the hills. It was really nice. They made me and my brother share a room, so there was 2 twin beds in a room. So it was just me on the far left side and then my brother, and there was a window in between us. And I remember just looking out the window like the whole night because I couldn't sleep. And I remember in the morning they gave us some breakfast. They gave us some eggs and bacon and stuff. So it was nice, you know. It wasn't like jail, like what I was gonna be in like 12 hours. So a cab driver ended up picking us up. I guess it's a cab driver from the group home to the police station. I don't know why they made us do that, but we got into a cab, me and my brother, and we were just talking the whole way, and the guy who was riding the cab kept telling us to be quiet, and we didn't know like it was that serious, but he kept telling us like, you know, just don't talk in the cab, and you know, just remain silent because everything's recorded. So I was basically telling my brother like a lot of stuff, like what was going on. Because my brother was confused why we were even in the group. I'm like, he kept asking me like, why we here? And I was like, I don't know, because I didn't know about the situation until afterwards. So when we arrived to the police station, we got searched again, and there was 3 officers in the room. It was a sergeant and then like 2 officers, and then they were talking to me, and they basically told me that I was going to go end up in juvenile hall because I had done something to somebody. I'm not going to say my charges. I guess they had filed a police report on me, and I had went to jail. So when I was in the holding cell at the Hayward Police Department for literally fucking how long was I in there for? I think I was in there for 4 hours, right? And then the police officer knew me, like he worked at my school. The one who was helping us, he worked at my school, and he told me that I was gonna go to jail and that he didn't want to arrest me because he knew I was a good kid. I just made a wrong choice, wrong place, wrong time, you know, type of situation. So he was like, I'll buy you some McDonald's, because I was hungry. I was like, my stomach started hurting, and so did my brother. So they're like, I'll buy you guys some McDonald's because we know you're good kids. Because literally they'll give you like bread and peanut butter, but the bread be dry as fuck, and the peanut butter, like, it's not even peanut butter, okay? It's like sun butter or something like that. So they went to McDonald's and they got us. I told her to be quiet. Brianna, be quiet! Anyways, they had got me like a McChicken, a McDouble, and some fries and like a soda. Like, so I was eating that, and my brother was eating the same thing, and we were just talking. And I was like, I was nervous as fuck. Like, I was like, I ain't never been here. I'm hella young. I'm probably gonna be the youngest girl, which I was. So I was in there for the holding tank at the Hayward Police Department for literally 4 or 5 hours, and we had one hand handcuffed because the door you could literally just open it and walk out. So it wasn't like a locked door. So they had me and my brother handcuffed, and my brother was like really bad back in the day. Well, he still kind of is, but he was bad. So he was like messing with the seat, and like I guess the screws in the bench that we were sitting on wasn't like put in all the way. So my dad had to pay for that because he kept unscrewing it and like taking it out. Oh my god, so my dad had to pay for that. But anyways, they finally, bitch, like after 5 hours, they took us into Alameda County Juvenile Hall Detention Center. And I remember being in the cop car, and they handcuffed me in the front, and they did to my brother too, because they knew we were gonna run away. Like, what the fuck? So when they took us to the jail, I remember it was like the longest car ride of my life. Like, longest car ride of my motherfucking life. Literally to the Hayward Police Station to Alameda County Juvenile Hall Detention Center. It's literally like 15 minutes away. But to me, I was so nervous, and I was just, it was like the longest car ride of my life. Just, I hated it. And I remember, like, as soon as I got into the gates of the Juvenile Hall Detention Center, because when you drive up, it just looks like a courthouse, but then they go around, and when they go around and downhill, that's where the gates are, and you see, like, the barbed wire fence, and then, like, you see this one fence that literally opens automatically, so it goes like this. And it was just, you couldn't see like on the other side. So when we drove through that, it was like the doors to, I think the right of me, the doors were of the Alameda County, like to enter into the facility. And it was locked, so the police officer had to like put a code in and scan his card and, you know, show the badge. Like, it was hella tech shit. So I remember walking into intake. Intake is like where you go in, like they tell you your name, you tell them your name, your age, all your information. You take a pregnancy test, a drug test, all that. So, so when I remember walking into that, and I was just nervous, like my legs were shaking, and then officer was like, the one who was nice to us, he's the one who took us into the detention center. And he was like, "Are you okay, Maria?" Like, he was just checking on me. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. And my legs were shaking. Like, I was shaking like this. Like I couldn't, like, stop shaking. And I was really scared. So when we had finished our process, they had took us into the shower after we was done with the medical center. They took us to the shower because I guess everybody has to shower or something. And plus, I didn't shower that following night or morning. So I was, like, you know, disgusting. I was wearing the same clothes and everything. So, when they took us into the shower, I was literally in that shower for like 20 fucking hours. Not literally, but, you know. I was in that shower for like 30 minutes. Like, I took like a 10-minute shower because they told me to take a 10-minute shower. So I was like, alright, fine. I got out 10 minutes, maybe even 8 minutes, because I was, you know, I was so scared. Like, I was rushing everything. So I got out the shower, and in the shower, it's like a cell. So there's a shower, and then there's a bench. So they told me to get dressed and wait on the bench. So I was just sitting on the bench waiting, and I knocked on my door. I was like, "I'm done." I kept knocking. They were like, "Okay, we'll be there in like 2 minutes." I was like, and 2 minutes or 5 minutes passed by. I was like, I'm done. Like, I was getting hella impatient because I was really just trying to, like, go to sleep. So they finally took me out of the shower, and when I got out the shower, they put me in another holding cell. And when I was in that holding cell, they had brought me like a, you know, like what they would have gave me in the Hayward Police Department. They got me peanut butter and a piece of bread, just one piece of bread, and like powdered juice and no water. So you would have to, there's a water fountain, which is like the sink combined, so you would have to get your water from there, which I did, which was disgusting. So I was in that fucking holding cell for like 5 hours. So altogether, I was like wasting my time. Like, I just wanted to go to sleep, and I couldn't go to sleep because every time I tried to fall asleep, they would knock on my window and be like, "Marie, you cannot go to sleep. You have to wait until you get into your unit and you get into your uniform and all that." So I was like, all right, fine. So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until they finally were like, "All right, Maria, get into your uniform." And they made me put on some shower shoes. And I remember walking like out and into this office area, and it looked like the office area was open to the public, which it is. So like literally anybody could just run out. But you know me, I was a little scary bitch. So I just kept walking straight, and I went into the elevator, I went down the floor, and then when we went down, there was this long ass hallway. Long ass hallway. So when I was walking, I got off the elevator, and right when you get off the elevator, you see these windows, and it's like the computer room where, like, you know, everybody's watching computers at. And like right when you get out the hallway, you turn right, and then there's this, right when you get out the elevator, you turn right, and then right in front of you is the computer place, whatever, the camera place. So I turned right, and we're walking down this long ass hallway. I remember looking into each door, like, unit, and I remember seeing boys in one unit, boys in the other unit, boys, until I got into unit 6. I got into unit 6 because they put, that's another, hold on, I'll just tell you what happened. So I got into unit 6 finally, and I remember as soon as I walked into the unit, literally everybody and their motherfucking mom, everybody and their motherfucking mama was looking at me up and down like, and I mugged them, because this is when I was like, I was scared, but like, you know, I heard stories like, you can't be no punk bitch. So I mugged them back. I was like, I looked like this. So I was walking, right? And then I seen some girl mug me, and I was like, and I kept walking, and then she had said something to me, but I wasn't paying attention, and they put me into this camera room, and they made me get undressed. So I was like, there's a camera in here, and they were like, yeah, you're gonna be in the suicidal room or whatever, like, you, because I guess when I was answering the questions that they were telling me in the beginning when I first was in intake, I guess I was so nervous I didn't know what I was saying, so I guess I said I wanted to kill myself or something, or like, I didn't say I wanted to kill myself, but they were like, do you have any suicidal thoughts? And I guess I said yes, or I don't know. I don't remember what they asked me, but I remember saying yes to something, and they were like, oh really? And they were like, can you repeat that? And they had like me videotape it, so I was like, yes. And then so what they basically did, I was in that room, literally, it was so cold, and the mattress wasn't like the other mattresses when I finally got into like a regular room. It was like stiff as fuck, and it was blue, like a light blue, and I was laying on it, and I was in this, they had me in this like rope kind of thing, but it's like something you can't like cut up or anything, because I guess people like try to hang themselves with their clothes or whatever. So they had me in this robe, no socks, no underwears, no bras, nothing. Like, I couldn't wear nothing. And I came in there on the worst day ever to be in the suicidal room. I came in there on Friday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when you have to like talk to a therapist in order to get cleared. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there was no therapist on site. So I was in that room for literally 3 days. 2 days basically, because I came in at nighttime, but I was in there for 2 days, and I was just like miserable. I couldn't shower, I couldn't leave my room, I couldn't do shit, I didn't have no books. I literally just watched everybody. Like, I was just in my window, like, just looking at everybody. I was so fucking lonely, and they made me eat food by myself, and I don't know, it just makes me feel like people get more suicidal just being in that room and not talking to anybody than just, you know, being like the other people. So I was in that room, and finally the therapist came, and they're like, do you remember what you said when you first came into intake? And I was like, no, what did I say? And they're like, you answered yes to being suicidal. Are you suicidal? And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't remember saying that. I was so scared and nervous, like it's my first time in here. So they're like, okay. So they went over some paperwork with me, they talked to my dad, and they cleared me. So finally, they gave me a regular uniform, and they gave me my socks, my underwears, my bra, everything. Like, I was set, right? And I remember right when I got out of that room, they made me go to school. So I had no shower, had nothing. I was stinky. They didn't give me no deodorant, they didn't give me no toothbrush, no nothing. So the only thing they gave me was food, and they watched me eat my food. They didn't even give me a fork. I had to eat with my fingers, because I guess you can't have a fork or utilities in the suicidal room. Which makes sense, you know, but like, really, bitch? How am I supposed to eat these fucking cold ass beans? Or how am I supposed to eat cereal with my hands? So I was hella mad. Like, I was giving them attitude. Like, I was like, so you're telling me I have to eat my cereal with my fucking fingers? And they were like, yeah, it's just protocol. And I was like, okay, fine. So I didn't end up eating, but like, I finally had went into school, and there was some girl, and this girl, the girl that was mugging me, like when I first walked in, was there, and that was the girl that mugged me. She kept mugging me, and I was like, I was being petty as fuck. Like, I was really being petty. I was like, to the girl, I think there was this one girl, short Mexican, next to me, and I was like, I hate when bitches look at me. I hate when bitches look at me and don't say nothing. And then I was being so fucking petty. Like, I wasn't scared of the girls. I was just scared of being in there, and I was scared of how long I was going to take, because I didn't really know my charges. I was like, I hate when petty bitches look at me and don't say nothing or stare at me. I was being petty my damn self, right? So the girl who was mugging me was like, oh, I just thought you were pregnant or something, because I was wearing pregnancy pants, and I didn't even know. Like, I thought they were like regular pants, and I was like, oh no, I'm not pregnant. So she was like, oh, I thought you were pregnant. And I was skinny, like I was skinnier, so it wasn't like I was, you know, like had a thing over me. She was like, you're wearing pregnancy pants. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't know that there was a difference. It was my first time here. And she was like, oh, what are you in here for? And I was like, oh, I don't even know, to be honest with you. They just, you know, kind of set me up. So she was like, oh, same. And then I was like, yeah. So me and her ended up being really cool. Like, she was the worker. Like, she wasn't like the worker, like the CEO or whatever, but she was the worker for the unit. So she would give out clothes. So she gave me like hella clothes, and like I was stocked up on clothes and shit, even though you're only supposed to have one uniform per week, and then you switch it out every week. So she gave me like 2 shirts, 2 pairs of pants. She switched out my fucking pregnancy pants and all that, and me and her became cool. But all the other girls did not like me because I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I always had that, oh, bitches keep staring at me type, like, you know, I kept mugging people. Like, I didn't give a fuck about these girls. All these girls weren't even in there for hard-ass cases. All these girls, I asked you, oh, like, oh, what are you in here for? They're like, prostitution. Every girl was in there for prostitution except for me and this little Mexican girl that I was sitting next to, like, when I was first at school. So I remember they had me, it was like Easter. The next day after I got cleared, it was Easter, so they like made us like a potluck or whatever, and they gave us some fried chicken and mashed potatoes and all that. So I was grubbing. Like, I was like, this is probably gonna be the best meal I have for like 3 months. And I was in there for literally fucking 2.5 months. I was in there for like 55 days, I believe. And I ended up running the unit. Like, I was cool with all the girls. All the girls loved me except for the bitches who were salty as fuck that didn't like my personality, because I would always, like, every time some girl, hold on, I'm gonna demonstrate. Every time some girl would come in, I'll just walk up to them and I'll walk up to them and I'll just look at them like this. Why are you here? Like, I literally was the only girl in there for like hella long. Basically, that's considered hella long. So, and then the Mexican girl too. And then me and the Mexican girl would always clown all these bitches. Like, anyways, yeah, it was horrible. I went back like 9 other times for probation violations, and I had caught another case. But other than that, I haven't went back for like 2 years. And I don't plan to go back. I will never go back. And I am a different person now. That's not who I am anymore. I don't condone, like, I don't ever want to go back into the situation. I don't want to feel like an animal, caged animal. I don't want to feel like none of that. You guys know? So this is the end of my video. If you guys enjoyed the video, then give this video a thumbs up. And I'll leave, if you guys want me to, I'll tell you guys more jail stories, because I have a lot of them, like when I started a riot. Just let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Leave a friendly comment. And if you guys don't like this video, then, you know, dislike it. Let me know. It will basically let me know to put out better content like I told you guys in the beginning of the video. And if you guys want to hear more jail stories, let me know down below. And I'm not even dabbing. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.